Hey, good morning, and thanks so much for joining us for this edition of the Morning Brunch. It's a chance for us to talk about some of the things going on in life or that could be coming down the line. We want to just spend a little more time on. I'm Caleb, here with Kayla and Cameron as well. Thanks for joining us. You had an early morning today.
Yeah, it was an early morning. I'm awake now, so finally.
That's good.
I say we had an early morning.
You did too, because you both, this is not your typical shift for either of you.
So, yeah, we were up early today.
But you love it.
We're happy to be here. We're happy to be here with you.
Listen, I always say, Cameron Saliga, he's not on mornings often. Okay, I think you're here next week a little bit as well.
Yeah, I am here next week.
But you're kind of like a shooting star. We don't see you often. When we do, it's special. So thank you for always gracing us with your
I don't know
presence.
if it's for better or for worse, but it's special, all right.
It's an experience all the same. I think you're leading us off today.
Yeah, okay, so let's get started with something that's a little bit controversial. It's candy corn. Candy corn seems to be the most controversial treat of the Halloween season, with people either liking it or hating it. Candy corn came into the Halloween candy mix post-World War II when sugar rations were lifted. Americans indulged in all things candy during that Halloween season and started handing it out for free. Candy corn quickly became a top snack in rural America in the 1880s, and it's one of the oldest candies associated with American Halloween. People who hate it say it has the consistency and taste of crayons, and I honestly could understand why they would say that. I am kind of in the middle here with candy corn.
Why are we eating crayons? Why?
So you're a crayon person.
That's how you think they taste.
That's what I think of is why are people eating crayons when they say it tastes like that?
Well, that's why they say they don't eat it. They don't like it.
I think it's the
tastes like
texture
crayons.
more so. It's that waxiness of
Yeah.
it. I am indifferent about candy corn, truthfully. Now, there is a chocolate flavored one.
Yuck.
That one's repulsive.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
But the traditional candy corn,
Regular
it
candy
doesn't
corn.
bother-
I don't
it
like to
doesn't
do too
bother
much.
me.
I don't like to do a certain amount because my stomach starts hurting. Like all that sugar, it's too much.
It is too much in big doses. My earliest memory of candy corn, I was going trick-or-treating with my dad, and we went up to a door, and this lady was like handing out handfuls of candy corn and like putting them in our hands. I think I was maybe like 6, and she like gave me a handful of candy corn. My dad was like, "Don't eat that. You can't eat candy from other people's bare hands." So yeah,
that's
like
just
my
unsanitary on so many levels and a little dangerous too.
Yeah.
Shout out your dad for looking out for you on that one. I do enjoy. Have you ever had? They are pumpkins.
Yes.
They're not.
No.
You know what I'm talking about.
Those
They're
are
not
those are
waxy.
so sweet.
Oh, you don't
Yes.
like those?
No,
Those
those are way
fantastic.
too sweet. I'm not.
They
a
are
fan of
very
those.
sweet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And rich.
They're not as waxy, but they are way more sweet than candy corn, I think.
I am indifferent about Halloween candy. My favorite holiday for candy is Easter. They have the Starburst jelly beans. Those
are the
phenomenal. Fantastic.
Those
10
are
out of
the
10 would
best,
recommend.
yes.
You can only get them, seasonally. So
And
I try
the
to stock
Cadbury
up.
egg and
I
Right.
don't like Cadbury eggs.
they're okay.
not a
They're not
fan?
my favorite, but my least favorite Easter candy's got to be Peeps.
I love Peeps.
I
Those
used
are
to
so
enjoy
good.
Peeps, and then I'm with Cameron now as well. I'm
Maybe
not.
my
used
taste
to love 'em
buds
as a
aren't
kid.
elevated enough. I love
as a
Peep.
kid, I remember eating Peeps and
Like the whole
crushing
box.
them. Absolutely crushing them. And then
Those
you
are
get
something
older
you
and
can't
just
eat as much too. Yeah, too many in a row. It'll
Too
make your
sweet.
mouth like.
And then I get too much energy and bounce off the walls.
And then we've got all types of weather because he's got too much energy.
Well, I know we're going to talk about another Halloween story coming up in a bit, and I don't want to lean into that one too much, but you'll have to stick around and join us. Here's something that caught my attention, I should say. We're finding out that road rage is actually contagious. This new AAA study says that 96% of people and drivers admitted to driving aggressively over the last year. The study also found drivers in sports cars, big trucks, and motorcycles are seen as the most aggressive, with many admitting they feel more, quote, powerful and dominant behind the wheel of those types of vehicles.
Interesting.
So here's my question I will pose to both of you. What is this something that people do on the roads that bugs you the most?
No turn
Absolutely
signal.
dry. Okay, there's one.
That's a good one. I feel like I'm gonna sound bad when I say this, but being behind a slow driver, like somebody who's going under the speed limit, I can't do it.
Now, does it depend where they are on the road? Because if you're in the right lane, that's where you're supposed to be if you're slower
Right.
versus the left lane. So if they're out of place and going slow.
Exactly, that is the issue. Yeah, and on the highway in general, if you're going under the speed limit on the highway,
You should not be in the left lane.
exactly.
That-
You
it
need
is
to get
dangerous
off
to go. Being
the
too
road.
fast is dangerous, and being too slow
It is the
as well.
passing lane
Yeah.
for a reason.
There's a happy medium.
Do you have an answer to your question?
Personally, Mine is drivers who are indecisive. I will say I think that is my biggest gripe in general with Ohio drivers is a lot of Ohio drivers are passive. They don't make decisions, and then a decision inevitably has to be made, and then it just congests, and that's how accidents happen.
It's like when someone goes from a 2-lane road trying to turn to a left turn signal from the right side of the road, and they just cut across traffic. Don't care if there's someone there or not.
Or when lanes are merging, and both cars are still going, and they're kind of like, I don't know, you go, I go, and then nobody goes. This is how you end up hitting each other. Just go. I'm gonna go, or you're gonna go.
I just default let people go.
Okay, so you're a
You're a very kind
driver.
I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
He just says he lets them go.
But when it's traffic, it's like you're not going anywhere anyways.
Yeah, this is true. And I think growing up in California, too, California is known for having very aggressive and fast drivers. And part of it, too, is you make decisions quickly, and then you get on with it. And California people road rage a lot more than I've noticed here. So coming here, everything just felt slower. Also, too, we have a lot of construction projects going on I-75. And so that's the other reason, too. If you don't make decisions in those construction zones, that's when things really are not going well.
Right,
Well, when we had the contraflow on I-75, there was tons of crashes because people would not know. They would be like last second, I'm going to turn left, and then they would hit someone.
I actually will not use the contraflow lane.
I do not either.
I've accidentally gotten into it before, but I try to avoid it as much as I can. All I can think about is somebody getting into an accident or tire popping or stalling, and you're stuck.
Yeah.
Cannot move, and I would not be a happy camper.
Horrible.
That would incite my road rage.
I would push their car. I'd get out and be like, we're going to move your car to the side.
I would, I'd need them to come get me or something. So I avoid the contraflow lane as much as I can.
Yeah. But the road rage, hey, I feel like everybody has a little bit of road rage in them.
Takes the right thing to bring it out.
Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that.
Well, the city of Dayton plow drivers are getting ready for winter, and they are putting their skills to the test. Drivers hit the course for the 2025 Snowplow Rodeo. They were navigating tight turns, facing obstacles, and competing in timed challenges. The city says the rodeo prepares these drivers to keep Dayton streets clear and safe all winter long. So, yes, we are, even though it's been a very warm last couple of months, snow is around the corner.
Which is so crazy to think about.
And people are going to be getting out. I remember I was at a snow rodeo about a week or two ago as they were training in a township. And actually, funnily enough, one of them actually backed into a light pole. So
That's not
no!
Did it cause significant damage
No,
to
it
the
didn't
light pole?
cause
Okay.
significant.
Just a little love tap.
yeah,
Just a little bit. It's
just a
better
little-
that they did it now than,
just a little bent
when
metal.
there's really snow.
Now, I do want to ask both of you, because you're from Northeast Ohio, you're from Central Ohio. They have tandem plowing in Northeast Ohio and Cleveland because of how much snow you all get.
Yeah, there's a lot of tandem plowing. They do it here occasionally, but I mean, it's a lot few and far between in terms of snowfall compared to Cleveland because they have the lake up there.
Sure.
Which, yeah, you can get a good amount of snowfall up there. I think double what we get here.
Absolutely. So then I guess my question is, have you noticed a difference in the roads and how they're maintained in Dayton versus up in the Cleveland area?
The one thing I will say is Dayton, usually we get a little bit more of ice storms than up in Cleveland. Usually it's just straight snow up there. It's usually much colder than freezing a lot more often because it's further north up there.
Yeah.
But usually a lot more ice down here, so it makes it a little bit more challenging.
It's a treat.
To treat, yeah.
I
Yeah,
bet.
which is not good to get road rage if there's ice on it. So
No,
definitely.
that is the time to take it slow. What about growing up in the Columbus area? What do you remember?
I remember snow days. I don't remember anything about plowing the roads. I just remember snow days. Because you have to remember, I was in Columbus growing up, pretty much before I could drive. So that's what I remember. And now, like, people really won't be getting snow days, at least the kids with the online school and the Zooms and everything else.
That's why I'm so grateful. I remember having to turn my pajamas inside out. You know, remember that?
Put
that
a
little,
spoon under your pillow and everything.
Yeah. Are they called calamity days here in Ohio? I always forget because certain states, so like California.
I think they're officially called calamity, but we used to call them
snow days. Sure. So in California, you have X amount of days that you have to be in school for instruction, but we don't have snow. So school really, I can remember one day it got canceled, but other than that, it never got canceled.
Probably more likely in California, like wildfires and
smoke.
Like
sure, smoke. We had one year, ironically, where rain was really bad. I mean, it was literally raining sideways, and it just was too dangerous to get to school. But we had to make that day up at the end of the year. So we had an extra day tacked on before summer. But in Ohio, those days are kind of pre-stacked in there. Like you can have, 6 or 7 days a year where you miss. And
and then we have to make them up.
Yeah.
Oh, you do have to make them up.
Yeah. When I was a kid,
I thought it was as after a certain amount.
After 5 for us, we would have to make up a day every day.
Okay.
But we rarely used snow days because of how much snow we got.
Yeah,
we didn't know when to use them.
Because you guys are used to it out there. Because of
it
how
would be
you guys got
normal
it.
to go to class, or not class, go to school, and in our mile drive, there would be 4 or 5 cars in the ditch.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's so crazy.
Because if you got less than 6 inches, then you are going to school.
And you both went to indoor high schools, right?
Yeah.
Where
well,
you walk to class.
Yeah, we don't have
outdoor high schools in Ohio, I feel.
So, fun fact of the day, Fairmont, if I'm not mistaken, used to be, or when we was one of the middle schools in the area, used to be, Jamie was telling me, used to be partially outdoor. The kids would walk outdoor to class. But yeah, California is pretty much all outdoors.
Oh.
So that was
nice.
so when I came here, I'm looking at the high schools like, man, this is out of a movie right here. I didn't know this was actually a thing that people did.
No,
Yeah,
I thought
one building.
Yeah, it's just all inside because it gets too cold, and we have the plows and we have salt and everything to salt the roads. But like Cameron was saying, if you get less than 6 inches, you're gonna be at school.
We've been
Plus you're
running, right? We've been running unseasonably warm.
Yeah, it's been well above normal, but we do have a La Nina in place, so it does look like we will be seeing a wetter than normal winter ahead. Now, does that mean snow? It could also mean rain.
I'm not looking forward to
Freezing
either of
rain
those
is not
options.
fun either.
Yeah,
I would
I'm not
rather just
excited
have
about
rain
either
and
one of
40.
those.
The thing about snow is fine. It's pretty in the beginning, but then when it starts sticking
After
around,
Christmas.
that's when it's not fun. After Christmas that's when it's not
That's the
fun.
worst part.
Right.
Yeah.
And speaking of, if we can scroll down here on the prompter.
Yeah, we're gonna be right back from the break. Stay with us.
Oh.
Hey, welcome back to this week's edition of the Morning Brunch. We're getting into some of our topics that have caught our eye. Some of them are fall themed, others are just football themed, and I think you got this first one.
Yeah, so the Cleveland Browns' bitter stadium battle has come to an end, with the team set to build the new state-of-the-art dome in nearby Brook Park. Cleveland Mayor Justin Bibb and the Haslam Sports Group announced a $100 million agreement between the city and the Browns that paves the way for the new dome to be built outside of downtown Cleveland. All suits surrounding the stadium have been dropped on both sides, and the team hoping to begin playing there at the start of the 2029 season. So this is why I also brought this up. Over the past 10 years, it seems like a lot of teams have been starting to build their own domes. I think it takes away from the integrity of football games. I think in AFC North football, where the Cleveland Browns play, it's all about grit and getting through the cold weather, and that's kind of been the theme of the AFC North for the last.
Because it's the Browns, the Bengals, the Ravens, and the Steelers.
Yeah, and also we're building more turf stadiums. It's not as healthy for you on your feet. You're more prone to getting.
Yes. You would think, though, in theory, and so somebody's been an athlete before, I would prefer to play colder games on turf. Now, soccer, you want good grass always, but I think football, I almost feel you'd want on a really cold day to play on the turf because at least it's stable. Because the grass, when it's just rock hard frozen like that.
Yeah, I think it plays. It obviously makes it more accessible for Cleveland to get a Super Bowl now that they have a dome because celebrities don't want to spend their day outside watching a football game. They want to be inside. So that makes it more appealing for that. But I think it ruins the game of football a little bit.
Well, to your point, when we were even just watching that video now, it seems like they're not even really prioritizing football. I saw concerts that they're planning to have there, or different
it's
events.
About money.
So they're not even just solely looking for it to be a football stadium, even though that's what it is. There's also other events that are going to be held there, and like you said, people don't want to be outside in the cold in Cleveland when it comes to that.
Yeah, and especially when it comes to concert events, they do it on that's the one perk of having turf is it doesn't ruin the field. So
you can put stuff on.
Like I remember the Chicago Bears, they had five stadium concerts in a row a week before the Bears home opener this year, and they were putting sod down, and it looked terrible.
Yeah.
For the first
because they were just going through it. Yeah, I always think of every year we'll show it where the Bills will pay people like hot chocolate, and or maybe give them like free tickets to the game if they help come shovel snow, because they get so much snow in that stadium.
Yeah, they get 2-3 feet of snow, and then they would have to shovel all that off.
And then they'll play. But that's what the Bills Mafia like. They want people to come in and deal with the elements. So
Yeah.
it's fun stuff. All right, here's my next story today. Having friends could actually slow your aging. This is from a new study from Cornell. It shows that people who build strong community connections and supportive relationships experience slower rates of aging at the cellular level. They also show reduced levels of chronic inflammation. Researchers liken investing in your cellular health to investing in a retirement account. The earlier you start investing in cultivating your social connections, the better your return on health will be. What do you guys think about this?
I love this. I love my friends.
I
I mean, like, who doesn't? But
I think it's definitely true. I mean, if you're hanging out with your friends, you shouldn't be stressed. And I mean,
Unless your
obviously-
friends stress you out.
I don't know
Which
why you'd
are
be hanging
bad
out with your friends.
Exactly. Those would be some bad friends. I mean, I think every time I go somewhere with my friends or spend some time with the people I love, I'm instantly like rejuvenated.
You just forget about things.
Yeah, I can understand how it would make you feel younger, make you want to
Sure.
have some more fun when you are hanging out with people that
And
you
you're not
love.
thinking about all the stresses of life and
Yeah.
what bills you have to pay. It's usually you're just hanging out, having a good time.
Yeah,
forgetting
adulting
about all the
is
bad.
Not,
The bad bills
adulting
do.
is not fun at all. I remember we ran a story one time, and it was talking about how Gen Z in particular doesn't have second and third places. People will go to work, maybe they'll go home, and maybe they'll go to the gym, but they don't really have other places to go where our parents, our grandparents' generation. Well, I'm not Gen Z. I know you're Gen Z.
I'm Gen Z.
You're Gen Z. I'm not Gen Z. But
We're Gen Z on the side of the couch.
yeah, Gen Z's over here. But, our parents' generations and our grandparents especially, they would have, they got Tuesday night bingo. They got shuffleboard on Thursday. They got youth.
They got breakfast
They got
on
church.
Sunday.
They got breakfast. They got this. They got that. So they have all these places they go to. And that's where you cultivate these relationships and meet people. And so I think, especially in my early 20s, that's what I struggled with getting out of school. Is I was like, in college, you have friends that are just built into your everyday activity in most of your life. But then after that, it's cultivating those second and third and fourth or fifth places. So I'm a big proponent of just hobbies in general. I think that's how you meet a lot of friends and cultivate these relationships.
That's a good point, Caleb. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, look
I
at
like
you.
that. Every once in a while, I dabble. I dabble sometimes.
Yeah, I go golfing, and then I occasionally see, a group of older gentlemen, there having a beer, and it looks like they're just having a good old time.
A great time. They've probably been doing it for what, 20
Probably
years?
20, 30
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, and golf is fun too. I've been a single in some groups sometimes, and you can meet some fun people that way. You meet some very interesting people,
That is true.
but to each their own, right?
Hobbies are a great way to make friends. I agree. I think that once you find what you like to do, then you can find people that you like to do it with.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Oh, thank you. And speaking of age and age limits, here's a little question that people have been mulling over on social media. As Ohio gets ready for trick-or-treating, an age-old question has come up. A post on the Nextdoor app asked the community, is 13 too old to trick or treat? Nearly 200 comments poured in to respond, and many people felt that Halloween fun should not have an age limit. Currently, Ohio does not have a statewide age restriction for trick-or-treaters, and I don't think they ever should.
I don't think they should. I wouldn't go around for candy at my age. I can just go and buy it.
I might look at you a little funny if you
I was
run
gonna say,
around
we're
for
gonna see
candy.
Cameron Saliga at your front door on October
I don't
31st.
even dress up anymore, really. Unless there's like a
You
party.
could dress up as a meteorologist.
I could.
Yeah, that'd
And
be
then maybe
perfect.
people, I mean, this says that nearly 200 comments said that Halloween fun should have no age limit.
No, it shouldn't.
agree.
But I think going trick-or-treating and going getting candy, I think you should 18 or younger, but dressing up, I think,
But in the act of trick-or-treating, is that not getting the candy?
yes.
Yeah, that's
But
a
I
good
think
point.
you should just, enjoy the holiday as dressing up, going out, having fun.
I think when it comes to the original question, which was, is 13 too old to trick or treat? Absolutely not. I mean, I'm the oldest of 3, so I had younger brothers who I would take trick or treating. You have younger siblings that you would take, and I don't think I stopped trick or treating honestly until I was in high school.
I think high school. I think any high school age kid, I think it's okay to trick or treat.
think
Even
it
my
was-
senior year, I don't think I was going like door to door. We'd hit the houses we knew had the good candy.
Right.
But yeah, I think high school, college, I might side it, but I also would go as far as to say I think you just age out of it eventually. That's
Yeah.
not particularly
You
what
get
you want to
busy.
do.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
gets to a point where you would rather just stay inside and not be out in the cold and, You know, just
Oh,
eat
nobody said
candy.
stay inside. Nobody said that.
Oh, maybe
I wanna
I'm
do something.
different.
Like I said, this year, even this year, I was looking like I enjoy doing event type. I want to pay my
course.
money and go somewhere and everything be there. I did it for New Year's last year. It was great. Even Halloween, I've lanced at a couple parties. I'd rather pay the money to know that food, drinks, et cetera, would already be included in wherever I'm going for the evening. So I'm not bouncing around a bunch of places.
I love that. I think that's great. When it comes to trick-or-treating in itself, I know I just like to curl up because it's just too cold sometimes when you
remember
age out of it.
It snowed my first
cold.
year in Ohio. It snowed on Halloween. It was flurrying.
freezing.
I
It was
remember I
terrible.
was doing weather on Halloween trick-or-treating night in Lima, and it was snowing there. It was a couple years ago, actually.
Yeah, it's probably
Yeah.
2022. That was the year I will never forget that Halloween. It was flurrying outside, and Caleb didn't even know what to do with himself. It was, that was I think it was my first week on the job too. It was
Oh, that's
I was
funny.
say, I'm
It
sure
was
you've
a
never
mess.
had snowy Halloweens in California.
no. If we have snowy Halloween, something's wrong.
Something's
is
very
going-
wrong.
The earth may be over.
terribly wrong. But we're also going to look ahead at some of the events that are coming up for the weekend. A mural is being unveiled to celebrate America's 250th birthday. Okay, it's October 17th at 10:30 a.m. at Miami County Courthouse Plaza, if you are able to go to that as well.
And Five Rivers Metro Parks is holding a Fall Family Adventure October 18th from 4 to 7 p.m. at Gardens Metro Park. There will be a festival fun and a chance to get some hands-on education about plants and wildlife change during the fall. Registration is required, but all walk-ins are welcome.
And also this weekend, Rachel and Friends is holding Together We Stride Run. That's October 18th at 8:30 a.m. at a New You Total Wellness in Washington Township. The run supports adults with disabilities. You could choose to run a 5K or a 1 mile. On-site registration opens at 8 in the morning. The registration fee is $30.
And also the 2025 Walk to End Alzheimer's in Dayton. That's this weekend. That's October 18th. That's at Day Air Ballpark. Here's a picture from last year's event. The opening ceremony begins at 9:40 in the morning. The walk begins at 10. That walk raises awareness and funds for Alzheimer's care support and research programs. Actually, this past weekend, because I live over by Day Air, I went and met some of my friends at the breast cancer walk that was out of Day Air, and it was packed, pink everywhere. Super cool to see. We're getting to the end, though, of the season for these walks because the weather, it's going to start changing soon.
Yeah, thankfully, though, the weather here today today is going to be pretty nice. The good news for Saturday as well, if it's going to be in the morning time, your event, then it's going to be good to go, at least as of right now. That's how it looks. The chances of rain for the weekend really increase as we go into the evening, late afternoon, evening hours of Saturday and continue through Sunday. So if you have any plans Sunday, may not be able to get them done outside, but a great day to spend inside, watch some football, watch some fall classics, or just get some housework done.
Okay. Looking like a washout?
I wouldn't say quite a washout, but we're going to have rain chances throughout the day.
Much needed, though.
Yeah, I definitely do need it here.
Yeah, we are having drought-like conditions. It's not fun. In terms of just the season, though, when do you think we'll really see that first snowfall? As our resident meteorologist,
I think it's November 24th or 29th.
That's the average?
The average for snowfall this year. Ooh, I'm going to guess.
I'll say you want the over or the under on that.
I'm going to go, I'll say the under.
Really? You think we'll get it before that?
I think we will.
Well, I'm going to take
really
the over
hope
because
you're
I
wrong.
hope you are
I
wrong.
really hope you're not.
I know
right
your
about
job
that.
isn't based on accuracy, but I hope from this regard, I hope you were wrong.
I like snow, so as long as it's before Christmas.
I was about to say, because then it'll
long as it's
be
before.
Then it's
here
magical.
after Christmas.
Then
Yeah,
it's not
because then
magical.
January when it's real cold,
Yeah,
just
and then
not
it's
fun.
slush and it's brown and it's just not fun.
Yeah, and then it gets really cold. Those are the coldest months.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see what happens. Well, thank you for joining us for this week's edition of the Morning Brunch with Cameron and Kayla. Thanks for hanging out, guys. We'll see you back here very, very soon. Have a great day.